We're at the Icon building in Stevenage. It's a package of works we're doing for Hill. We're going to take a little bit of a closer look at some of the work we've been doing with Hill to define some of the exclusion zones. We've done a lot of work in the past with the NFDC, and we have a guidance note from the NFDC about exclusion zones. We're going to look a little bit more closely how we've implemented it, how we communicate it to the guys on site, and the interpretation that we've made at Rye of how it should be rolled out within our demolition sites. So we put quite a bit of time and resource into getting our signage right to help the communication of the zones, and you can see this is a sign that we'd have displayed on our demolition sites. It explains the green, the amber and the red zones, the meanings behind them, where they should be and how they should be used. So firstly, we have the green signs, which is green zone, typically your welfare area, car parking, an area where you don't need PPE, it's a safe zone. Secondly, we have the amber zones, and the vast majority of our site's working areas will be comprised of amber zone. This is an area of kind of medium to high risk. You would expect a machine to be working here, processing operations, ground works, power mats, that kind of thing. We have control measures, so radios for communication, daily task briefings, refuge zones that you can see over there, and just the signage nice and clearly displayed before anybody walks into that area. They know categorically that it's an amber zone. And then we have, moving up the hierarchy, the red zone, and this is considered the most restricted of the zones. You'll see behind me where the high reach is working. Quite locally surrounding it, we've got the red zone signage. Nobody can walk within that area. The machines all start and finish at the same time. The barriers get moved, they track in, they track out. We use the radio communication to facilitate that. So one of the biggest challenges we've found at Rye is to get an understanding collectively as a management of what the zones mean, how we apply them. And then secondly is communicating that to our workforce. So it's taken us quite a long time to get to the stage where we are now. And there's been a lot of tweaks, a lot of changes. We've engaged a lot with Hill in the process, and Hill have actually held a seminar with all of their demolition contractors. And we've got in the room and kind of discussed the pros and cons of the exclusion zone signage and how it actually works in practice. So there is a bit more to go, a bit more we need to tweak, but we feel at the moment we're at a standard where we've got a good start. Our workforce are clear about what the zones mean, and ultimately we are reducing risk on our sites, and we're segregating the workforce where we need to.